nearly like half a year old or something. Um, and they saw that I dunked on Spookluke in it, and they said you should watch this, and I fucking knew it. Okay, I am telling you, we all knew this. Everyone knew this. All of us. Anyone who was a high rank at the time, well, you you know, you are aware, like fully aware. Oh yeah, I guess. Sorry. Yeah, I should explain. Um, those of you who are watching this who might not be Rocket League orientated, those of you in chat, Spookluke was a content creator who was just. He essentially had this thing called the Grand Champ Roadmap, and the whole thing was a fucking scam. Like, it doesn't matter as long as you were above like breastfeeding level in the game, you knew that this was a scam. You didn't. This was not like because okay, it promised. Keep in mind, as I've said in the past, Rocket League, one of the hardest, like most skill based games out there, right? Hardest, hard game. And this guy's claiming you could reach what was at the time the highest rank in a month under his training. Fucking impossible, bro. I'm sorry, but no. No, no. No, no shot. Not even back then. Back then, there was considerably fewer hours you needed to accumulate in game before you could reach it. Even for like prodigies, they still needed like 2-3,000 hours before they were getting anywhere near that level. Anyway, this is a long one, guys, so buckle in, grab yourself a snack if you need it, and we're gonna watch this. This is very. I never saw this, and keep in mind this is a year ago, and Spookluke, I don't even know what he's doing at this point. I'm not gonna check, but holy shit, bro! Like we knew this guy when when we me and my mates were doing tournaments at the time. Um, we used to like say if we were losing, it's just because of the Spookluke tutorial. The other team had the Spookluke tutorial on their side, and like I remember one of my other mates, he would try and dress his car up like 1-to-1 like Spookluke's car, just to like throw in shit. It was so bad, bro. No, this guy was memed to high hell in the community and it's not just like his free tutorials were shit. Like if you were a platinum player or like a gold player or like a silver and you were trying to learn the game, his tutorials were like the fucking worst, bro. I remember specifically this one tutorial. There is very few tutorials I remember from this bloke. There's one that I remember. This guy, I shit you not, was like, if you're in platinum, don't shoot the ball at the net. Oh yeah, okay, so what? You're going to shoot the ball at the backboard. And then you, as a platinum, of course, are going to be able to then read the backboard shot, or your teammate is going to. Bro, I remember being in Champ, and Champ players can't read the backboard properly. Like, no, Champ players do not hit the backboard 100% of the time. They don't. Especially if it's coming from someone else's car. Because if it's coming from your own car, it's significantly easier. You know the trajectory because you're directly behind the ball. But when it's coming from someone else, GG, bro. Like, they ain't got no clue. All right, let's. Oh, it's only 9 minutes. Okay, hold on. Lock in. Easy. Okay. This will probably end up being a long video though, regardless, because I'm gonna have a lot to say about this. Because I am heavily intertwined with this era of Rocket League, so let's have a look see here.
Rocket League coaching empire from his bedroom. And what started as a simple video idea talking about Luke's videos quickly evolved into something a lot deeper. I've had an exclusive look behind the scenes of this coaching empire, uncovering lies, deception, and convicted criminals. This is the story of Spookluke.
For those of you who don't know, he'll probably say it. That guy's Richard Yu. He's a notorious scammer.
I think Richard has turned him into something, and I just don't see him going back from it, you know?
The Grand Champ Bootcamp, or GCB, the service that offers to unlock your full potential with a 12-week coaching program alongside some of the best coaches in the game. There is no setup quite like this in Rocket League. This $1 million idea started with Luke uploading Rocket League tutorials to his YouTube channel over 3 years ago, which he used as a main traffic source to direct players towards the GCB. And on the surface,
now, I'm going to give this to him. At the very start, where he made authentic YouTube content and didn't really have like this whole scam idea going on, his content was actually somewhat passable. Like what a lot of people don't get is, because I've seen every rank, right, from the rise and fall of Rocket League, and what people who are higher up in the ranks don't understand, who've been there for a long time, is players watching pros in Rocket League as a way to learn how to play the game is not a good strategy. Unlike other games where, like, you know, watching the pros, getting positioning, stuff like this is always going to usually more or less work out in your favor. But the pros are doing things so high above your level as a new player, or as a platinum, as a gold, that you cannot fathom or replicate it. Like the high rank players are so good, you don't know how good they are. That's the problem. You literally cannot comprehend every single thing that they're doing. They're thinking about, like, so like, for example, let's just make this a real quick example. Gold Steve-O, right? We've got Steve-O, he's a gold player, he's been playing for 100 hours. I don't know. And Steve-O goes up for an aerial. He double jumps, he hits the ball, right? That is all Steve-O thinks about, is going for the ball. Now, let's say we've got, I don't know, fucking Daniel from what even is Daniel a part of these days? Anyway, besides the point, when Daniel goes for an aerial, he is locating where his enemy is, where his teammates are in relation to them, how much boost everyone has on the field, the rotation at which he is going to take off if his opponent jumps, whether his opponent has jumped before him, if his opponent has jumped, what options does he have? Is he going to go ceiling or is he going to go down? An infinite list that he has to think about, because they're just that good. You cannot comprehend how good these players are. They are so good you don't know how good they are.
Luke's videos are informative for lower ranked players who need basic information to rank up.
Getting a coaching session from him was like incredible, because he could do so much stuff that I couldn't do and didn't ever think.
This, back in the day, by the way, was extraordinarily predatory. So, back in the day, when Rocket League was still quite a young esport, I want to say maybe 2-3 years, higher ranked players would set up coaching sessions and stuff for exorbitant amount of money. Like, it was insane. These days, all that information's easily accessible. You don't really have to do much, you know. Some people do have like a paid subscription for like a service that you can get better coaching on, and those subscription services generally are like a better form of coaching. They do it much better than what the free stuff on YouTube does, because it gives you a little bit more insight into the way people think, whereas you can't really do that in a YouTube video and make it comprehensive and, you know, especially young people willing to follow. And I think that really is just a big issue, because what you'll notice is in the very, very bottom ranks of Rocket League, and this is just a generalization, there's obviously outliers. In the very bottom ranks of Rocket League, you have very young players and very old players. And when I say very old, I mean like 30 30, 40 plus years of age, right? The young and the old people, the reason why they're there is because the young people have only just picked up Rocket League and they have no fucking clue how to play the game properly, as a generalization. The old people there are there because they've just picked up Rocket League, they have no clue how to play the game, or they picked up Rocket League a while ago, but they don't have the time or ability to invest many hundreds of hours into the game to get better. Excuse me. And so they just hang around in these lower ranks. As you go up to your platinums, your golds, your diamonds even, you start to find players who are sort of around that teenage level, or entering the teenage level, if not like the tween level, like 11, 12 sort of year old mark. These people obviously have a bit more time and therefore have been able to get better, but probably haven't played the game for long enough to really perfect it down to the point where they could be higher. When you get into like champ, like GC, SSL, these sorts of levels, you almost exclusively are finding like higher age teenagers. When I say that, I mean like 14, 19, and then SSL. I don't think I've like ever run into an SSL that's younger than maybe 15 or 16, and that's just the way Rocket League really works. It really is. And I mean, obviously the pros are a bit younger, but they're prodigies, and they are the outliers. There's obviously going to be outliers for everything, but as a generalization, the more experience you have on Rocket League, generally the older you will be.
Be able to do.
But if you dig deeper, there are some instances where he has left people in higher ranks scratching their heads as to how this man runs $1 million coaching business.
I honestly think getting out of plat is just waiting back and just not going. Like, every plat just wants...
Do not. This is Luke's ball. Yes, he's flipped. He's fucked. His teammate is far post back. He has a clear shot. Literally, he can go up. He can go off blackboard and behind him to shoot.
to jump for that ball. Just don't
This
jump.
is
You wanna
Luke's
jump there?
ball.
Don't go. No reason to go.
This is
You just wait.
still Luke's
The ball
ball.
goes there. It's not threatening. You go around your net. And
So, this is another thing that I think high-level players don't understand. These guys are not capable of following your instructions. I mean, you literally saw it right there. Let's have a look at this again.
don't go. No reason to go.
Look,
You
like
just
that
wait.
is there was no issue. This guy had no problem holding that ball. His teammate was miles back. He's miles in front being a fucking moron. This guy absolutely had no problem taking this ball. And yet Kosh here just decides, you know what? Game's game. Get out of my way. And just punts it off of him. This should not be... This is the problem with being in plat, and I understand because I've fucking been in plat before. I've been in plat a fucking lot, helping other players, and this here, it is so fucking common, and it's actually annoying. I want to just say this, okay? As a player who is miles above the platinum sort of diamond ranks, right? This sort of here is the reason why I literally and genuinely find for me platinum harder to play against than diamond. Because you have no fucking clue what they're going to do. There's a certain layer of expectation that I have set in my head over the many course of years playing Rocket League. Because players are expected to do certain things in certain situations, right? It's just sort of a funneling system of what works, what doesn't. And every player sort of learns this intuitively. In Platinum, for whatever reason, there is just a massive fucking concoction, a witch's cauldron full of different shitty ways to play the game that will annihilate higher ranked players because they just don't expect it. The amount of times I have been actually proper faked by these cunts, like fucking one of them hits the ball forward, completely whiffs it, by the way, like completely fucking whips it. It doesn't matter though, because his teammates are right behind him and he scores. I can't read that shit.
The ball goes there, it's not threatening, you go around your net and you wait in the center.
Now, the main thing that annoys people is the prices that Luke charges to gain access into the GCB, reaching upward
1,500? Oh, man. Yeah, no Rocket League coaching is worth 1,500 unless it's from fucking Farah himself. Jesus Christ. Like, look, because I remember back in those videos, he would be like, he would say like, oh, sign up now for the Grand Champ roadmap or whatever it was, and we've only got 100 slots left. And he said this every single fucking video. It's like, you only have 100 slots left. Why do you still only have 100 slots? Like, what's going on here?
of $1,000. And in fairness, as the business has grown, Luke stepped back from coaching. He has a team of high-level coaches such as Freaky and Seabass under him now. Regardless, critics believe that you still do not need to pay $1,000 for someone to tell you to rotate back post. Yeah. And yes, I am critics. And anyway, this is where the video would have ended. Me just poking a little bit of fun of Luke for posting some questionable coaching content. But then I got a DM.
Hey, I have watched a couple of your videos, and I wasn't sure if you'd be interested in a crazy story. He has basically scammed close to 2K RL players out of money. He has a silent partner who has been arrested for scamming people with Ponzi schemes. And lastly, he recently fired one of the only guys in his organization that cared about those people in the server.
So naturally, this grabbed my attention, and I set out to work to answer the following questions. Is Spookluke a scammer? Who is Luke's criminal partner? And who was the community man that was fired by Luke? I was lucky to get into a call with Luke's former lead salesman called Django, who explained a lot more than I ever could have asked for. But first, it's important to give some context. Most of what Luke has formed his business model around is what a man named Richard Yu has taught him.
I can't play Rocket League anymore without just thinking about like the just complete and utter wickedness of Richard. Richard is the bad person.
A quick Google of his name shows that Richard has been previously charged with insider trading and accused of scamming by a lot of people. He now runs a business coaching operation which Spookluke is signed up to. And Luke got Richard Yu to teach
This right here is the face of evil. He has no moral compass, no boundaries. Money is just at the top, front, and center of his mind. There is nothing else. Nothing else. Terrible, shitty person, this man.
How to make money through sales, and it worked very well. And in a sense, I'm kind of glad, because Luke allegedly pays Richard Yu $10,000 a month for his business courses.
Richard is a master salesman. I will give him that. I made him over $100,000 in the first 4 months of me working.
It's one thing getting people to pay $10 for a session, let alone $1,000 for a 3-month course. How does Luke get so many people to sign up?
We had this girl named Haley, and
dollars for a 3-month.
Why is it 18 plus only? So you can prey on the fucking twits that are in lower ranks because they can't afford the time to... Oh, man, it's so annoying. Like, you see what the strategy is, right? You remember me telling you about the like, very low-ranking but old adult players. They want to be good at the game. They have the ability to afford this shit. So, like, no shit you're going to target that audience. Like, this is fucking bullshit, bro. Like, nah, whatever.
So how does Luke get so many people to sign up?
We had this girl named Haley and this kid named Prague, right? They would log into Luke's Discord, and when people would message Luke, they would just copy and paste messages to all the people that had replied.
The customer would then be sent to Django, who would prioritize customers who are willing to spend more. And Django would talk to the customer.
Out of all of this stuff, how's it sound? It's probably too expensive for me. I can't do that. Rebuttal. Is this because of the money? Yes, rebuttal. Okay, I don't want to say money. Bro, man, those days in Rocket League, if you guys remember it, like, damn, that was rough. I met actually, that's a story and a half. Back when I was like, would have been 2017 sort of time. I was, I think I was high. Was Platinum still thick? Because if it was, I was Platinum. I don't remember when the rank switch happened. So, for those of you who don't know, Platinum used to be the highest rank, okay, in Rocket League, and there was, like, different ranks. This basically the same amount, but it was sort of, the format was changed. Anyway, besides the point, I think I might have been going, because there was a hard reset as well in Season 3. I think that's when it happened. And for those of you who also don't know, RLCS happened twice a year back then. Well, kind of. Twice a year. So you'd have 2 World Championships a year. Right, a one-time discount for you. How does... No, dude. As I said, I think I think it was either 2017 or 2018. But I came across this this kid who was like, I could hear on the phone, on the headset, "Hey mum, I found this course. Can we pay for this?" And $1,000. It was this shit. $1,000 fucking dollars. And I just straight up said, like, look, you want me to coach you? I can. For like literally $10. And he paid me $10. Bro, like, it's insane. At the time, I would have been, well, what happened, and a lot of people are a bit iffy on it. Rocket League had a full rank reset, right? So, didn't matter where you were, and it's not like the end of season soft resets that happen. Soft resets happen, they push every player slightly further back, right? And at the more extreme ends of the spectrum you are, so if you're bronze or SSL, slightly further than what most people would get pushed back, but still get pushed back. And the whole idea is that everyone sort of graduates towards, I think it's like silverish. Silver, beginning of gold. When Season 3, old Season 3 happened, not recent Season 3, old Season 3, happened, because the rank reset happened and everything, I believe, everyone was pushed back into Platinum. Or was it Platinum, or was it... It was either Platinum or Gold. It was one of the two. Platinum or Gold. Everyone was here. And so, obviously, all of the fucking, like, stomping that happened after that was interesting. But, because everyone was pushed back, everyone was in the same rank. And so, you know, even though I would have been GC rated at the time, I was running into silvers, fucking bronzes, platinums, golds. Like... And that's how it happened. I taught this fucking kid for, like, maybe... Oh, I mean, I say kid, he was probably only, like, I don't know, 3 years younger than me. But I think I taught him for about a week. $10. It was some of the best training you'd be able to get at the time for that price. $10.
And follow a script given to him by Luke and Richard to get them to sign up.
Well, man, I don't want money to stop you from reaching your goals. Obviously, you put in the work to get here. I've spoken with you. You're a good dude. You have what it takes to do what you want. You can turn this into an investment, become a streamer, dude. You know, you can make your money back off this. If this is something that makes you happy, you should do that.
Amen.
How about if you sign up today, I can go ahead and give you a one-time discount and get you
That
in for
is
$1,000.
so
Does that sound good?
predatory, bro.
Hey, man, you know what? I can do that. And then, boom, you're in.
So in short, the whole sales pitch is making the customer feel like they spoke to a YouTuber, making them feel special, and
Yeah, it's like 3 fucking layers of manipulation, bro. Like, that is rough. Dude. Like, and here's the problem, though, that these people are going to face. Neither Richard nor Luke are going to go to jail for this or get in trouble, because this is just manipulation. Businesses do this all the time. Case in point, supermarkets. The reason why you have your like supermarkets, almost all of them laid out the same way, is for some reason. Like for an example, right? like chocolates, stuff like this. These are purchases that are like kind of spur of the moment, if you will. They're not something that you would plan to go to the supermarket for. So that's why they put them at the end of your thing, because like it's just the best place for them statistically for them to be purchased. That's why you have chocolates at the counters. Lots of them. Yeah.
And make them want to be part of the so-called inner circle, which I'm not gonna lie, it comes off as a bit culty, the inner circle thing, but you know. And usually a day later, the customer would come back to Django with regrets.
The next day, they regretted it, and then they would call me and ask for a refund.
No
I've had
shit.
people tell me, hey man, I'm whispering because if my wife finds out I'm doing this, she'll divorce me.
If Spookluke, if I paid for a Spookluke, I would be shooting myself.
And I felt bad. You know, I'm a good guy. I don't enjoy hurting people like that, you know, or manipulating them.
But he
It's
could not
actually
issue refunds
insane.
as all calls were monitored by Luke. And after Django told me this, I was a little bit conflicted. In one sense, I do have sympathy for the people who were manipulated into
Yeah, I'm sympathetic towards you guys, but you guys are fucking morons. Like, don't spend your money on video game coaching if you're not, like, in the top brass. What are you doing?
buying the coaching. But on the other hand, I can't really help but think it's also your fault. Despite it being unethical, Luke and Richard aren't really doing anything illegal here. Let me know what you guys think of this below. I don't really know. But this is just the start. Another shady tactic that Luke has used in the past to promote his business follows the same themes of deception, along with a man named Diabetic Delight, or Kevin.
Fucking hated working with Kevin. He was so narcissistic. God, he was awful.
2 years ago, Luke posted a video titled Meet the 12-Day Grand Champ, Rocket League's 288-hour GC, which has since been deleted. In the video, he claimed
No. 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 288-hour GC. I immediately, if you see that, no.
Kevin reached GC through the help of his Grand Champ bootcamp, and then used Kevin's story to entice more people to join. But the true story is a lot different.
Kevin got
Hey, yo, Kevin. Woo! Okay, for those of you who don't understand this, this is the correct sort of progress that you would see in Rocket League, okay? This is called finding a Grand Champion high SSL teammate and, you know, just kind of thinking, well, he's here, we might as well play some rank together. Boosting absolutely either had a Smurf on his team or on his account. And then you can see here, after he stops being boosted, this is exactly the same sort of trajectory he was on before. Same thing. Okay.
boosted the Grand Champ and then got hired by Luke.
And the evidence towards this is crystal clear when you look at both Kevin's tracker and the replays of the guy who was boosting him. And once this inevitably got leaked, Luke claimed not to have known and released.
Hold on.
And the replays of the guy who was boosting.
Oh.
And once this inevitably got leaked, Luke
What fucking rank is this? What?
claimed not to have known and released an apology video that has also since been deleted. As to whether Luke genuinely did not know about Kevin's boosting is something that only he knows. But either way, the community blasted Luke for a pretty bad mistake. And around the same time as this, people had noticed a drastic change in Luke's personality.
How he got rid of me was awful. It was the coldest experience like I've ever had of being let go from a job.
The voice you just heard is the voice of Dreamy, one member of the team of day ones that Luke had employed,
dude,
but also one of the several people that
ripping
Luke has
chat for
treated
Dreamy.
unfairly in the eyes of Django. But first, it is important to note the working conditions under Luke.
If you missed your stand-up meeting at 8 a.m., you don't get paid for the day.
And despite being the
If you missed your stand-up meeting at 8 a.m.,
What the
you don't get paid
fuck?
for the day.
And despite being the lead
Okay,
salesman,
buddy.
making Luke $100,000 in his first 4 months, Luke asked Django to join a call with him for a talk.
Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take your $14 an hour pay away. I will give you an 11% commission instead of 10%. I'm like, you fucking $10, bro? You're going to give me $10 per sale?
And to add to this, the commission that Django would make wasn't even being tracked properly. The figure that Django alleges is missing from the company ranges from $30,000 to $70,000.
I think right now he still technically owes me like $3,000.
So that was it
That's
at the Grand Champ bootcamp for
diabolical,
Django.
bro.
But he did go on to mention another key figure in the company called Dreamy.
He is the nicest person that you could find, man. He's great.
As far as I've heard about him, I agree. Never talked to him, but heard a lot of good
Basically,
things about
that
him.
community in the GCB, I had built, grown, and spent time and looked after. All the systems that we ran the business on, I built.
Dreamy had worked with Luke since day one, acting as the
Really? Bro, dude, okay.
operations manager of the company.
That's
In reality, he did a lot
disappointing.
more. He would spend 4 years of his
I
life
doubt
building
he
up this
knew, but
community
he...
that helped make Luke
Yeah,
over $1
what the
million.
fuck?
He would hold mental health sessions with people in the community and genuinely cared and believed in the whole company. So when Dreamy was brought into a call by Luke in January 2024, what came next shocked him.
Finished work, got a call. Hey, how are you? I said, yeah, doing really well. Explained everything I'd done. And he just went, okay, well, unfortunately, like, I've been evaluating the business and we haven't got any room for your role at the moment, so I'm going to let you go. Asked me if I had any questions, and that was the end of the conversation. And when I announced that I'd been let go because they didn't, it caused a huge
Everyone was in a uproar. Yep.
This led members of the GCB to leave en masse. And to make matters worse, this led members of the GCB
Oh, the beans mode.
This led members of the GCB to leave en masse. And to make matters worse, Luke deleted Nick's goodbye message to the Discord server. And as a result of this outrage, a public apology from Luke was released. Luke acknowledged that the delivery of him firing Dreamy was cold, stating it was due to him being very emotional at having to fire him. He said budget cuts were the reason Dreamy was let go and offered a big thanks to Dreamy in the 3-page public apology. And once again, whether Luke is being genuine or just following Richard Yu's advice is a contentious topic. But regardless, Dreamy offered an optimistic perspective.
When I read the announcement,
Scammer, shit coach, taking advantage of people. Sounds about like Richard, to be honest. In fact, I'd say if it probably is Richard.
it felt heartfelt. If I went back to 21-year-old me, I could almost guarantee that, you know, I probably did a load of dumb stuff.
And after hearing this from Dreamy,
we all did, but like, bro, there's a difference here, I think, because this is a consistent fucking pattern over the course of near enough half a decade of scamming people.
I can understand why he was so highly regarded in the community. However, one thing is for certain. With Richard Yu, it is apparent that morals and ethics are the last thing that he cares about in business. Maximizing profits at any cost comes first, and Luke's decisions over the years have reflected this ideology. So what comes next for Luke and the Grand Champ Bootcamp? The community fallout from Dreamy's firing is still taking effect. Luke released another 4-page document in February 2024, basically saying that he sucks at community management, which is fair, I'd say. Luke has recently released...
He just, like, bro, it's not just community management, buddy. You fucking you suck in general. You suck at teaching people. Do you know how many people I've fucking coached over the years in Rocket League? Bro, your tutorials are awful, bro. Like, I'm sorry, but they really fucking are.
A 1 hour 20 minutes.
God damn.
1 hour and 20-minute long video going over all of his past controversies, and I'm not gonna lie, I do not hate myself enough to watch all of that. But someone else does, and he basically debunked the whole video, calling Luke a liar and the GCB a giant scam. If you want to have a read through that, the link is in the description. Meanwhile, another version of the GCB has been set up to entice people who are leaving Luke's server. It's basically the same thing, but admission fees are only $50. And finally, I did some snooping on Luke's LinkedIn page, where he posted that he was looking to expand his coaching empire across...
Don't let this man anywhere near any other fucking esport. You hear me? Do not let him anywhere near your esport. If he tries to start something, you need to hammer that shit back into the fucking floor where it came from. No, don't do it.
Game titles. So it looks like that he's not going to stop anytime soon. If I was to give any advice to someone working with Luke in the future, it would be to not get too comfy. But that is the story of the Grand Champ Bootcamp so far. Let me know your thoughts of Spookluke in the comments, and remember to like and subscribe, or else you'll have to pay $1,000 for Luke's coaching. And shout out to Swordfish Esports too.
Right, well, that was a really good video. I'm going to link you guys the original video, and for you on YouTube, down in the comment section as always. Man, it has been a long while since I really talked about Spookluke at all. But he literally was probably, for honestly the better course of 2 months, 3 months, one of, if not the most popular Rocket League creators on the website because of his like method and his highly edited videos. Like his videos were so fucking edited, bro. How's this guy not? Because he technically hasn't done anything wrong. If you actually think about it, he's just he's providing a service. The service is shit. People are still paying for it. The problem is that Rocket League coaching doesn't have a tied like value you can see. There's nothing there that you just kind of have to go off of words. So, like, for example, if I were to make a business where I was coaching people one-to-one, so it'd be me and you or me and someone, I would probably be charging at most like $10 an hour. Like an hour of coaching, if maybe not even that, and that's my money. That's not your money. In fact, let's do the conversion right now. Let's go 10 freedom units to NZD. So $16. So 10 freedom units is $16.51. That is not exactly what I was looking for. For fuck's sake. Okay. 10 NZD to freedom units. $6.05 US. There you go. So, and here's some more. $8.13 Canadian, $4.40 British pound, €5, 9.35 AUD. So, I mean, like, I would not be charging you any more than $6-7 for your money for coaching from me per hour. I don't think it's fair. I think, because unlike in real life, right? Like, let's say you're a teacher. You are imparting to people like lessons that actually matter. That's the thing. In Rocket League, I'm imparting to you lessons that are there for your own personal satisfaction. And while I think that sometimes works out for a lot of people, in the long run, it doesn't. Because, I mean, not everyone can be a pro in this game. Like, you're essentially coming to me asking to make you better for a chance at just liking the game better. Then $6 is about fair in my case. Because, and I understand it, because genuinely, when I got good at Rocket League and was able to prove myself, I started to enjoy the game more. Right? I was less angry with myself, with the game. It's not, you know, I don't think paying exorbitant prices for a service that doesn't actually have any value to you personally. Maybe if you're looking to go pro, it might, but for you know, just for getting you better at the game, like, I just don't think there should be anything more than $6 an hour. Take it how it is, man, you know? Anyways, I am going to call it there. By the way, this is not an invitation for me to start a coaching program. Who knows? Maybe if I get enough requests, I will. But at the end of the day, you learn it from me, take it from me, someone who's been playing both games since the very beginning. You don't need training in Rocket League, all right? The best players in the world only got training once they got good. Just making a start in Rocket League is good enough. Just hit the ball around. You don't need to learn fancy tricks. You don't need to do this, and that. You just simply need to learn how to defend and how to shoot the ball on target. I have a mate who is, like, in terms of his skill, he is, like, hard GC. No matter how long he leaves the game, goes away from the game, he will almost certainly never drop beneath GC1. And his ability to do mechanics nowadays is pretty good, actually. But back when, he was GC1, when he got his original GC, he could not do flip resets. He could aerial in a straight line, and that was about it. And not for very long. He got to where he was through consistency, through good, very fast gameplay, and just overall game knowledge, game sense. It's the most important thing. So if you're going to put your hard-earned money into something, put it into something that, I guess you would enjoy a bit more than being coached on something that's not necessarily going to grant you any sort of numerical value for the rest of your life, Yeah, just play the game. Anyways, that's about it. We'll carry on Twitch, but for you guys on YouTube, we'll see you later. See ya. Bye. Yeah.